Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. Put these stitches down there. That's what happens when you're using two cables like that. You have to keep pulling the stitches, moving them down. I have been busy. I've just finished making another video for my other channel, Sheila's Just Knitting, because I just hit 8,000 subscribers on that one this morning. When I counted them, I couldn't believe I hadn't counted them up since the weekend, and I think I'm getting about 70 subscribers altogether on that channel over the weekend. And I think it's because of this cardigan. Because like saying, I put the tutorial to show picking up the stitches for the neck, and I got so many subscribers after that. They were just sort of rolling in. So keep on coming. The more subscribers I get, the more watch the videos, and with the ads on, the more revenue I get from the videos. And that really upped my revenue when I check. I usually check every couple of days to see how many subscribers and how much extra I've got, and it was quite a lot extra today actually. I say it must be because of this cardigan. But I have had a few thinking there's a PDF. I'm not promising anything, but if I do a PDF, there will only be the one size, and that is the size I am wearing, which is a 42. I did it to measure to come out 42. So the pattern is to fit 40 to 42. It is quite a, if you look at it, a stretchy pattern. It does stretch both ways actually, because of the pattern, the kind of pattern it is. It stretches a lot, so it would probably fit larger than a 42, because I fastened it, but I could still pull it in further. But the actual measurement when it's flat and not stretched to anything across is 42. It measures 21 inches when I put the tape on, so that's a 42, which is a good size for me. But if anyone wanted to knit it on a smaller needle, because I did it on 4.50 because of the garter, you know, the garter tends to come out smaller. So I did it on a larger needle. I did it on 4.50 needle. And I did this part, the band parts, on 3.75. But if it was to be knitted on 4mm and 3.25, it would probably come out to 38. But the sleeves, which is okay for these parts because you just measure in inches as you go, but the sleeves for the top part is like an arch like that. You would have to add a few more rows to make up for the difference, as you would have less rows with a smaller needle. So I did so many rows where I decreased on every third row. You would have to add a few extra rows, decreasing on every third row. But not today, but I might sit down and see if I can write the PDF out for this pattern, if I have all the notes correct. And if I do get it sorted, I'll send it out. It won't be a paid for pattern. I will not be selling it on eBay or Etsy. I will just send it out as a free PDF. But if anybody wanted it in paper format, they'd have to pay for the printing and the postage. And as I'm not absolutely certain I've got all my instructions perfectly written out, but I will have a go and see if I can make the PDF for it. And I'm going to show you the actual pattern that I got this pattern off. It was a child's pattern. And I altered this. I just altered this little bit in the middle. Instead of, I've got 4 stitches here. On the actual pattern, there's only 2 stitches. But I've found the pattern in my book, and I'm going to show you the pattern that I got it off. And hold it close enough you can see, if you can see. As you can see, it's a Peter Gregory pattern, and it's just a chunky, this is a chunky pattern, and it goes from a size 22 up to a 28, I think. So that's my pattern that I got it off. As you can see, the same pattern, but this bit here, there's only 2 stitches there where I have 4 on mine. With being for a larger size, I thought it was better having more stitches in between the dropped stitch, because this is a dropped stitch down here. So just to let you see where I got the pattern off. The actual design, the pattern stitch, that's it. You have to be careful what you see, because the design could be the whole thing. But it's actual pattern stitch. So anyway, that's enough about that. I'll put my that knitting down a minute, and I'm just going to show you what I have been doing. This is my next thing I'm doing for myself. I'll take that off there and you can pull it out a little bit. I managed to do a little bit of that last night and the night before. I think I did the welt here one night, and then I've done this bit here last night. It's coming out nice. The stripes are just variable, they're just anywhere. They're not in a sequence or anything. The colours are in a sequence, so go, you know, the same colours every so often, and then, but they don't come even. You know, you've got a little bit white there and you've got a bit white there, so it's just however number of stitches you have on, how the pattern actually turns out. Less stitches, it'll probably come out more stripy, a more consistent stripe, you know, with the all the way across and that. But because I have a lot of them, I've got 119 stitches on here, so, and I am busy writing out the pattern for this as I go, and if I can work out a few sizes, different sizes, I will do, but don't keep asking me, I'm not promising anything. This is a very simple one. It's just 3, as you pull it out, you can see it's just knit 3, purl 1 on one row, and then it's just on the other row, it's just knit. It's not knit, it's purl, it's just purl all the way across. So it's a very easy pattern, and it actually has a nice look on both sides, because you have that bit of the pattern, you know, the knit stitch coming through as standing out on the other side. So that's how my party time, I think that's what it's called, James C. Brett party time, that's how it's coming out on my sweater. And I have been asked by a lady who she wasn't sure about. I started off with the rib here. I've done 109 stitches, and it did the rib with 109 stitches, and I increased on the last row of the rib. I did 20 rows to the rib, and on the last row, the 20th row, I increased 10 stitches to bring it up to 119, because I thought that'll make it a little bit better for the rib. It might, the welt part, it'll not stretch as much because there's not as many stitches there to stretch. Like what's happened to some of my other sweaters, it's just gone baggy the bottom because it's stretched. And I also only knitted on 3mm needles instead of 325 to make it a little bit tighter as well. But the rest is done on 4mm, what I normally knit 4-ply on. But I have been asked if I would do a tutorial on how I increase the stitches, because a lady was knitting something like this. She didn't know what she had to do to increase the stitches across the rib. But you do exactly the same as you would do on a sleeve when you're increasing. But I did find an old video, one of my early videos, where I had actually shown that, but I might do another one. When I do the front of this sweater, when I come to do the increase in the stitches, I'll do a tutorial and put that on my Sheila's Just Knitting channel. So that's enough about that one. And I now have half of one of the sides too. This is another tutorial I'm doing. It'll be also for another pattern. And I managed to knit halfway up. And then I've stopped. I've done the video for the tutorial for the back and up to here. And I was just waiting till I'll probably not get it done today. It'll probably be tomorrow now, because I'm going down my granddaughter's later on to show how to do the shaping for a V-neck, because this is going to be a V-neck cardigan. So that was as far as I got with that, and I couldn't knit any more because it was night time, and I don't like to do tutorials of a night time because I have to put the light on and cast a shadow over my hands. So that's how much I've got of that one done. And I also got a bit more of this one done. That's the second front. So I now have the pieces, the back, the other tutorial I'm doing. This was a tutorial I'm doing to make it exactly the same as the pattern, because I did another tutorial for the same size, but I altered things afterwards. So I've done the front, that was the front. I've finished on one front and I have one sleeve done. And then half, as I couldn't do any more after that one because of doing the tutorial, I started doing this one. The other side on this one. So I have that done, ready to finish the tutorial for from the armholes up to the top on that bit, and then there'll only be one more sleeve to do. So put that one down. And that one down. And that's another one I have on the needles, but I haven't done any more of that one because I haven't had time. But that's not a tutorial, that one, I'm just writing that one out for the pattern. For a larger size in the blackberry for that one. I'm putting all them down to one side. I've got so many now. I have 1, 2, I've got them ravelled up, 3, 4 on 4mm needles. Good job, I've got lots of these needles. But you know, I only need, that's 2 pairs I have of needles there, but I have more than 2 pairs, so I have one spare one. I just use that one, whichever one I'm knitting. I'll just put that knitting away with that one needle and use that spare needle to knit one of the other ones with. I'll have to wind that up before I was knitting this last night and it got to about 12. I very rarely go to bed before 12:30, but it got to about 12 o'clock and I had been watching something on the film on my computer, and I looked at, I had knit the purl row, and I looked, no, you know what I've done? I've knitted the row before that all the way across instead of doing the pattern. So I thought I'm going to have to pull those 2 rows out. And that's it, I'm going to bed. I'm not knitting it. If I make a mistake, that's it, I'm going to bed. And that's what I did. Or I probably would have spent another half hour doing any more knitting, but once I make a mistake, that's it. Bed. So anyway, I'm going to finish doing a little bit more of this because I won't be knitting this afternoon because I'll be at my granddaughter's. But I am taking my own sweater with me to knit. But I don't know whether I'll get any knitting done because my granddaughter has just got 2 new little dogs. 2 little girl dogs. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to do any knitting with, see what the dogs are like. So, they're not puppies, they're like 2-year-old, something like that. So I don't know whether I'll be able to do any knitting, but I'm taking my own just in case. And if I do get any of my own done, I'll do some more of this tonight because this is what I normally do in the afternoon. So anyway, that's my bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.